It's a teen talk skating podcast where I embarrass myself. Hello. My nose is dying, but welcome to episode number 35. Ooh, 35, good number. Of a teen talk skating podcast. My name is Van Gogh. What was I gonna say? I always like that. Oh my gosh. But thank you all for the support. I just wanted to mention that really quick in the intro of this episode. We've been getting some plays recently. I want to thank you all for the support. Thank you all for clicking on and listening to me rant about figure skating for 15 minutes straight. And yes, thank you so much because it actually means the world to me when I see like, oh my gosh, like some people watch my new episode, and I feel so happy because I'm like sharing out to the world like the crazy stuff that happens in figure skating, and this random teen guy is ranting about it. But thank you so much, actually, like genuinely, like thank you so much, and like this is like such a dream for me. Like I don't know, this is so much fun for me to do, and it really keeps me going when I see like all the support to like encourage me to record more and talk about more and rant for 51 minutes. Yeah, but I hope you all are doing very well. This week has been stress for me, but never enough stress to keep me away from figure skating. I have to admit that I wish I watched more skating this week, specifically from this competition. I wasn't able to watch everything I could see, but I was able to watch as much as I could and try to see everything. Yes. Anyway, this episode is a bit hectic. If you thought last week was hectic, ooh man, this week is also very hectic. Um, you know, yeah. But I'll let you see. But first, of course, we have our program of the week. Yay, you gotta hear me sing. Yay, bye. Program of the week. Okay, so this program of the week comes with a little fun story. I love this. So I was in PE class and my teacher, who I love so much, she's so cool. Even if she yells at me, she's so cool. To do my workouts or whatever. But we like have music on when we like exercise and whatnot. Um, and this song comes on, I'm like, I've heard this song before. Where have I heard this song before? And of course, I always think about figure skating because I've learned like so many random songs from like around the whole entire globe from figure skating. And I finally realized what program it was. And this is Terkila and Versluis, Julia Terkila and Matthias Versluis from Finland. One of my favorite ice dance scenes right now. But this is their rhythm dance from 2021 to 2022, which is set to the music. I believe it's two songs actually. Let me search it up because you know I did not write down the music because I'm dumb. Um, Breathe You in My Dreams by Trixie Whitley and River by Bishop Briggs, which was a song that I heard. I was like, I know where this is from. I can't remember. I'm like, oh my god, Tequila and Miss Lewis. So I went and rewatched the program because I was like, oh my god, let's hear the music. And like, this is such a fun program. I know a lot of people did not like the street dance theme they had for the Olympic season that all the ice dancers had to do for the rhythm dance, but I love Tequila and Versus, their interpretation of it. This is a bit of drama. There's a bit of flair, dramatic flair to this program. Especially within the facial expressions, like you know they've worked on those because it's dramatic. Um, Especially the first part to Breathe You in My Dreams. The twizzles are like on the music and it's like oof. And they do this thing where they twizzle. It's the first set of twizzles and then on the music they both put their hands up. Ooh, ooh. And then on the third set of twizzles, they twizzle and then on the music they put their hands like down, like really quick. I'm like, ooh, like ooh, that little oomph. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm sorry, guys. But in general, the drama of this program is so good, and it really adds that street dance kind of flair, I guess. I guess it isn't really street dance, but it has that vibe. You know what I mean? Of like something darker, something more mysterious, a little more tough. I feel like, and their whole like persona here. I feel like they can just play so many different moods and vibes. And I love Tequila Vicious so much. I'm excited for what they bring up this season, upcoming season. What else? Their stationary lift is so cool. I feel like stationary lifts are underrated. I feel like a lot of people prefer like straight line or curve because they move more, but stationary lifts are so cool in my opinion. I really love theirs here because there's so many different positions that they do and it's so fun to watch. Anything else? But yeah, just a general flair. And then the end part with River by Bishop Briggs is very, very dramatic. More fun, I would say, a little more fast paced than the first part, but still so much fun. And yes, the program of the week is Julia Tequila and Matthias Visslius from Finland, their rhythm dance from the 2021-2022 season. Go check it out and thank my PE teacher because that's the whole reason we got that program. Now time for the main episode. Last time you're gonna hear me sing, aren't you sad? Oh my gosh, right? That was your program of the week. Okay, everybody. So today we are be discussing a competition, and that is the Challenger Series Nebelhorn Trophy 2024. And right? It's a nice, small Challenger Series competition in the lovely mountain town of Oberstdorf, Germany. Tiny town in the south of Germany. It's beautiful, surrounded by mountains and trees and green, and the sunlight at this time of year. And you really ask yourself, what could go wrong? Well, it turns out that everything could go wrong because, oh my gosh, what happened here? Please tell me. Oberstdorf, we have a problem. Hello to Oberstdorf. They decided to cause some chaos. They're like, you know what? We are not just a quaint mountain town. We are the site of all figure skating chaos times 1 million. But I literally, literally, I cannot take it anymore. Not gonna lie, I cannot take it anymore. Why is this season becoming the chaos season? Everything so far has been so chaotic in my opinion. Results have been chaotic, like everyone's meddling that's new, and then all the old people who we think will meddle and not meddling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who is meddling? And like it's so crazy. It is so crazy. I just can't explain. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How are we gonna make it through the season? Like I say every episode for like forever that I'm gonna have a heart attack this season. But like sometimes I actually think it will be true. Like, because when I wake up and I see those results, I'm like, oh, who? Who did that? Huh? Who, what now? Houdini? I'm sorry, sir. What? Like, where did you come from, sir or ma'am? Where did you come from? How did you get first place? I don't know. But in all seriousness, this was another competition with so many big names from the figure skating world. Just like the CS Lombardia trophy last week that we discussed, that really happened 2 weeks ago, right? I don't know. Chronologically, it doesn't make sense in my head right now, okay? There were so many world medalists here, European medalists, for continent medalists here, who were all here to skate and all here to skate their best. So many highlights from this competition. So many skaters that are so well known. Um, like CS Nebelhorn Trophy really brought the game here, and I'm just like, oh my god, how like they really brought their game. And I know there's a couple more challengers coming up, and I'm so excited to watch those too. And then the Grand Prix is gonna happen. Then I'm just gonna faint in the end, and then I'm gonna have to, I don't know, go to the hospital for figure skating fans who like to rant for 50 minutes straight. Um, but yes, yes, this competition was insane. Like, I don't know how we're gonna make it through this season. Like, if this chaos keeps happening, like, what will I do with my life? I will be glued to skatingwithcourse.com. That's what I'm gonna be doing. But it is time to discuss the results of the Challenger Series Nebelhorn Trophy 2024, which I do have to know Nebelhorn Trophy is a very special Challenger Series as next year it will be used to decide some Olympic spots. So stay tuned for that in a year. Yes. Okay. Men. Okay, let's start. We're gonna start in the, I guess, standard order: men, women's, pairs, and ice dance. Um, for the men, remember when I said that, like, at Lombardia Trophy, like, the men's competition was not chaotic? Like, it was like, the ordinals are pretty normal, placements made sense, like, it was not that chaotic. Well, no, guess what, people? Like, Nebelhorn Trophy said, yeah, sorry, Van Gogh, we're not having that. We are not having that, because if CS Lombardia Trophy was abnormal, then this was normal for men. You know what I mean? Like, it was chaotic. Like, how many, like, who, what? I cannot handle it. Like, legitimately, I need a break. I need a break from this. Like, I cannot handle my favorites coming in 20th place. I don't know. But yes, very chaotic competition. But let's talk about some of the men. The first man I want to talk about is Wesley Chu of Canada. Now, Canadian men are very well known for being quite chaotic. Um, and Wesley Chu, in general, to me, he appeared to be the top Canadian man last season. He did win the national title in Canada. He had a great personal best at Four Continents. I believe he was sixth there or seventh. And so at Worlds, I believe he was like 20th, I believe. So Wesley Chu is a skater who has shown some really good results in the past. Um, we know him as kind of a more up and coming skater. He did just it feels like yesterday, I guess, that he just came up from the junior ranks. So, in a sense he is a bit more inexperienced than some of the other skaters, but he does have a lot of technical content. He is attempting quad toe and quad sal. But unfortunately here for Wesley Chu, there was just too many mistakes at the Nebelhorn Trophy. There were particularly a lot of pop jumps here, that I noticed within his protocols. Now, the one really good thing, he did nail a quad toe, triple toe in the short program, which is really impressive. Great for him. Yeah, but Wesley Chu did not have the best competition here for sure. Um, he was sixth in the short program, and then after the free skate, he dropped to 14th with a 16th place free skate, 189.77, which, we've seen him do, I believe, 240s before. So it is a bit, yes, he has been at 240 before. So, still early in the season, still has time to develop, I feel like. Not lost hope yet. Next we have from the USA, Maxim Naumov. Now the middle pack of American men right now is very, very, very crazy, especially since Lucas Broussard did amazing last month at the Cranberry Cup and like kind of shocked the world. So ever since then, I feel like the American men, we have at the top Ilya Malinin and Jason Brown, and then that third American man to go to the Worlds, to go to the Olympics. I think that is very much up in the air, up in the atmosphere. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry guys. Sorry guys. Sorry. Okay. But I do think that Maxim Naumov has shown really good results at nationals domestically within the U.S. He's been fourth at nationals 2 years in a row. Um, but here at the Nebelhorn Trophy, he did show quite a few mistakes on his jumping passes. There were falls and some pops, and a few an edge call as well. Um, so it's just not the best competition for him either. But Max Naumov, again, as I mentioned, he's been fourth domestically twice in a row. I'm sure he's wanting to go up to third because, obviously you want to be as high as you can. But I think that, I think Ilya Malinin and Jason Brown so far are kind of locks for the Olympic team. And so becoming that third U.S. man to go to the Olympics, will be very, 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 very crucial. Now, the other U.S. man here at the competition was Mr. Andrew Torgashev, who, like Maximov, is a part of that more middle pack of American men with Lucas Broussard, with Jimmy Ma, with Maximov, with Yaroslav Panio as well. And he also had a few mistakes here in the competition. His short wasn't the best, but he had a pretty redemptive free skate, to end up ninth overall. Um, okay, and then I want to discuss Roman Sadowski. Roman Sadowski. From Canada, of course. Last season, he just had a ton of bad luck. He didn't compete a lot last season because of flight issues, skate issues, all the issues you could think of. He just did not, was not able to compete. And it's just super, super devastating, super, super hard to kind of watch. And he didn't enter too many competitions, but he made it here to compete at the Nebelhorn Trophy. And I do think that this is a relatively decent competition for him. Um, it wasn't the best short program for him. He did a quarter on the quad sal, but at least he, did not pop it. He did a air on the triple axle and an air on his combination where he popped the 3T into the double two, double toe. But again, a theme of redemptive free skates, a better free skate here. He did land a quad sal cow by itself, really impressive. Some other errors with under rotations really did affect him, and he did fall on a spin. But a final score of 225.24 is a really good score for him in this season. But we know Roman Sosky can do so much more. I feel like he's done so much more in the past. And it's just a matter of becoming more consistent. But when he gets those quad style cows done, they get done so well, in my opinion. I think his flow on those is amazing. We have from South Korea Junwan Cha. I think Junwan Cha last season was a bit of a difficult season for him. He was riding off that wave of winning silver at Worlds in 2023. Last season, that momentum didn't really carry on, but I do feel like he is on that redemptive path to get back to kind of where he used to be. Here with Junwan Cha, he was 10th in the short, which is not the best. He popped a quad style into a double, and he didn't get a combo on his quad toe because he fell on it. But again, a theme of redemptive free skates. Third in the free skate with a landed quad style, landed triple axle, fall on the quad toe, and a couple other under rotation calls. But still, Jumon Cha again. Also, the outfits. Not gonna lie, the outfits. Everyone is in love with Jumon Cha's outfits, which I also agree with because they're all so amazing. But anyway, Juwon Cha has been around for a while. His 2023 World performance was something I hoped is was not like an exception. Was not just like a special occasion. I do think Juwon Cha is such a talented skater, such a talented skater. I think last season it was consistency. I think a bit of injury happened as well. So I'm hoping he's able to really rebuild himself and get better and more consistent and regain that form that he had 2 seasons ago, which was really good for him. Then we have the Lion King, and that is Dennis Falsillas, and I love seeing his performance here. I don't think it's a secret that I just love Dennis Falsillas skating. Just the flow of it, the overall of it. I literally love it like way too much. Last season we saw him with a kind of an up and down season, but that ended really, really well. Last season with a seventh, I believe, at Worlds, which was absolutely amazing for him. I believe it was one of his best Worlds performances ever with that seventh at Worlds. Sorry, seventh at Worlds, and then here he really did show up here, and he did show kind of some of the progress I feel like he's been making over the summer. His short program is very interesting. It's kind of funky, very fun, almost disco, but he looks like he's having fun with it, so I kind of like it too. The He was first in the short actually, even though he did do a triple lutz double toe instead of a triple lutz triple toe, which I'm pretty sure he was planning, but a magnificent triple axle there was so good. In the free skate to La Bayadere, which absolutely beautiful. I love the balletic style on Dennis Luzias. It just flows so well. I know he worked with a famous ballet dancer. I forgot the name over the summer. And it shows the balletic in this is balleting. He did the ballet. The ballet was balleting in this, and I really, really, really enjoyed Dennis Luzias here in the way that he kind of used his body, the outfit as well. Ooh, Can you tell I'm a big fan? I'm kidding. But there were a lot of issues in the free, honestly, which is unfortunately. I do want to point out he did attempt a quad style. He did not pop it. I think we've seen him pop it a lot in previous competitions, but he did attempt his quad style here. He did fall on it and receive an under rotation call on it. But the important thing to me is that he got the quad style in. And he did attempt it. Yes. Yeah, some other rotation issues, but this balletic style on him is everything to me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Then we have Gabriele Frangipiani. Very sorry if I said that wrong. From Italy. I think that Italian men are a lot more interesting than people think they are right now. I think Italian men are so interesting right now. There's so many possibilities right now. There's so many Italian men. Nicolai Momola. We have Matteo Rizzo coming back soon. But I think Frangipani has been around for quite a while, and he just gets better and better and better each season. Last season, we saw him fourth at Europeans, for instance. I believe he went to Worlds. I forgot what placement he got there. I think he went to Worlds. Um, if I am correct, I believe I am. But yeah, he was fourth at uh what's it called? He was fourth at Europeans and 16th at Worlds. So yes, so I feel like he does get better each season. And even here at the Nebelhorn Trophy, he's already set a personal best in the free skate, and that is really, really impressive. So again, with all these different Italian men, I'm interested to see what Frangipani has to offer in, the very deep field. Then we have our winner, actually, our first place was Sota Yamamoto of Japan. As I've always said, Japan, as I said last week with Kalmira and Shinsato, Japan is the country to be honestly inside Japan, internally and externally. I've mentioned this before, guys. My little science terms. But internal competition in Japan is extremely difficult. There are so many men there with so many quads, so many different, abilities and capabilities and crazy things that they do. Um, Soto Yamamoto is no exception to that. He's had many successes in the past. Um, and he's been competing for a long time. But I feel like he's just starting to really blossom. Last season, he was fourth at Four Continents, first at Skate Canada. He's in second at the Grand Prix final before. And so I really do feel like even like in these past two seasons, Soto Yamamoto has really built himself up. And here he did really well. Um, issue in the short, actually major two issues in the short. He popped a quad sal into a double sal, and he made a slight error on his triple axel. And then in the free, he set a personal best free with the clean skate. Though I believe he may have been attempting a quad loop, he did turn it into a triple loop. But if he added that quad loop, he would get a few more points that would maybe get him up to 190, maybe even in the free skate, which would be super impressive for him to reach. I'm not really sure if it's actually supposed to be a quad loop, but he did do a triple loop. Okay, so the women's competition. Okay, I thought Lombardia Trophy was a chaotic women's competition, but boy, was I wrong. Oh, my computer's gonna die. I'm sorry for singing. Sorry, guys. Um, Let me get my charger. Ooh, behind the scenes of a Teen Talk skating today, right? Okay, so I got my charger. Plug in my computer. Everything's bright now. Okay, turn down the bright. What? Excuse me. It is plugged in. It is plugged in, right? I'm not crazy. This is plugged in. Oh, it wasn't plugged in completely. Whoopsies. Anyway, as I was mentioning, the women's competition here was more chaotic than it was at what's it called? Lombardia Trophy. Yeah, right? First I want to talk about Olga Mukitin. I cannot talk today. I'm so sorry. Olga Mikutina. I'm very sorry. I love her so much. My pronouncing's not good today. I'm very sorry. Um, I love her so much. She's just not the most consistent at skating, but I just think she has such good qualities, and I think she's so fun to watch on the ice. And I like that she's going for more, I guess, mature direction with her programs. It's very fun to watch. Um, just a lot of issues in the short and the free with some under rotations and falls and things like that. And I love her program so much. And considering her performance at the 2021 Worlds was amazing. I know it was 3 years ago, okay, but like I'm still hanging on to kind of that hope that Olga Mukitina will become more and more consistent and achieve that kind of similar performance and similar score at as she did at the 2021 Worlds. Next we have a new name I don't think I've mentioned before, but Sarah Maud Dupuis from Canada. Canada becoming very exciting right now. I think in the women's discipline, I think Canada has finally realized, like, hey, if we want more people to get experience, then we should send them out to competitions. Yay! Good job, Skate Canada. Good job for realizing that. Um, but here, Sarah Maud Dupuis really shocked us with a fourth in the short program with 62.20, which is really good. Really good Jewies on the jumping passes here, especially on that triple Lutz in the short. And then in the free, she did have some more issues, unfortunately. Some under rotation and one fall and a couple pops in there. But still, that short shows me that Canada is here to play. Sarah Maud Dupuis is here to play. And perhaps, again, the Canadian women's podium, I feel like at nationals always gets a bit intense, not gonna lie. And maybe she can contend for a spot on the podium. Um, then we have another Canadian woman, Madeline Schizes. We know Maddie Schizes very, very well. We remember her from some of the more positive moments she had at that team event at the 2022 Worlds, 2022 Olympics. And her Skate Canada free skate last season was really, really good. What was I gonna say? I'm sorry. Yeah, that was really, really good. And then, as we move along, she is a bit up and down in terms of her score. She did fall and under rotate her combo on the short. She had a fall and then a pop in the free, but not a bad score for Madeline Caesars with 172.22. And I still do have a lot of hope on her. I think her performance skills are really good. I think she does bring a certain drama to some of her programs that is so much fun to watch. And she has had some good moments like Skate Canada last year, which I think will be very, very I don't know. Time will tell is what I'm gonna say. Time will tell, and I hope time will tell me something good for Madeline Seasons because I do enjoy her skating. And then we have a big name from last season, and that is Miss Kimmy Rippon. Remember her from the 2024 World? She made a big highlight there. I believe she was, I don't remember, fifth, I think, which, was absolutely crazy. Yeah, she's been fifth. She was fifth at the 2024 World Figure Skating Championships, and that was a huge, huge result for her with that amazing free skate that I was able to watch live on the TV, which is cool. Making her season debut here at the Nebelhorn Trophy. Some issues that we did have here. Short program was a bit difficult. She got an edge call and a quarter call on her triple flip. She did fall on her triple lutz and did not get a combo in. But then she really did have a redemptive free skate with some under rotation in there, but still better than her short program. And I think Kimmy Rippon does, again, I say this a lot about skaters. I think she's a later season skater. She's done really well at Europeans before and Worlds before. So I think that later season is a bit better for her. But I'm interested to see if she can compete on the Grand Prix, perhaps win a medal, maybe even qualify for the final. Who knows? And then we have another big name from last season, and that is Livia Kaiser, also of Switzerland, who she really, and I mean really, came out of nowhere. Like we did not really know who Livia Kaiser really was, and she showed up and was like, "Hi, hi guys." And Switzerland even said, she said hi. Switzerland came and dominated last season. Um, Very good short program for Olivia Kaiser here. Um, she ended up third with that. I do wonder if she was maybe planning a triple Lutz triple toe instead of a triple Lutz double toe, but she still did get a lot of GOE on that. Um, and then in the free, there were some issues. She was still fourth in the free. The main issue, just the popping a double axle into a single and then getting a quarter call on her triple flip. But still, like, she has such lovely carriage through the ice, such lovely flow. I discussed her last week for our program of the week, I believe, and how she just really carries herself and flows and graces so well on the ice. Um, but she is one of my favorite skiers from last season, and a really good score of 191.24. I'm kind of hoping for a potential Europeans podium for Lydia Kaiser. I feel like that would really kind of keep that momentum going that she's been carrying, and I think it's so impressive what she's been able to do so far. From Japan, we next have Monet Chiba, and we know I talked about it earlier already. Japan, 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 Japan men, Japan women, so difficult. But Monet Chiba has had so much success in the past. Last season was a really good season for Monet Chiba. She was second at Japanese Nationals, which is incredibly competitive. She had gold at Four Continents. She was seventh at Worlds. Here, there were a few, difficult issues here with Monishiba. She was second in the short with just under rotation calls on her triple S triple toe. But in the free, she did struggle a bit more here. A lot of quarter calls and one downgrade on her triple loop. Just not the program that she was really hoping for. But Moni Chiba has shown before that she has so much success, and I think she really can continue that if this season really plays in her favor. Let me think. I don't know, but yeah, she has had so much success in the past. She has 2 Grand Prix this season. We will see where this will go for her, definitely. And then another woman from Japan is Hana Yoshida, who has had very interesting programs in the past. Here she did have a seventh in the short program with a under rotation on her triple Lutz double toe combination. I'm sure she was trying to triple Lutz triple toe, but did not work out. Third in the free skate, though, very redemptive for her. Landed a triple axle again. The triple axle is the element that so few women are attempting right now, that if you do land the triple axle, it is can be a huge point grabber, little point grabber, little point grabber. I don't know what that is. Maybe not do that. But yes, it gets you tons of points, and of course it makes up for if you make kind of mistakes later in the program. And she did really well here. 136.82 in the free is a really good score for this early in the season. Overall was 196.47 for Hana Yoshida. And I do think that, she has had success in the past, especially. She is fifth in the world right now, which I think is really good. She was eighth at Worlds this year. Was Chiba at Worlds this year? Yeah, she was. Yeah, I thought I was going crazy, guys. Yeah, but Hana Yoshida was eighth at Worlds in 2024. She last season was her first full senior season too, so she's not even done. She was third at Grand Prix final. So yeah, she's definitely here to play. She is so here to play. She's here to show that she can do it. Now, again, second place. This hurts me kind of, because it is perhaps a bit of a shock here again, looking back at this skater's performance at Cranberry Cup in August, and that is Miss Isabeau Levito here in second place at the Nebelhorn Trophy. Um, about Isabeau Levito, I don't want to say like she's gonna struggle this season at all, because 2 competitions is like nothing, and I know that she is such a fighter. She is such a fighter, and I'm so adamant in that, and I'm so team Isabel Levito. These past 2 competitions have not been the best. Cranberry Cup in August, she was third there. Really unfortunate performances, kind of there. It was not the best, definitely. Here at the Nebelhorn Trophy, I would say she did better. Her show program was originally Swan Lake this season, and now it's Breakfast at Tiffany's. Thank the Lord of figure skating, because I really like this Breakfast at Tiffany's program a lot more than the Swan Lake. It is fun. It is set to Moon River, and combined with Isabel's like graceful style and then kind of like the fun jazz part of that at the end, I think it is really fun. In the short, she was doing really well until or she did have a quarter on the triple toe in her combination. She did have a strange pop. She was going for a triple flip, but she under rotated it or downgraded it completely, and then she fell on it. It, I've tried to watch the fall a couple times to figure out what happened. I can't really figure out. I think it was just a situation of popping it and kind of being a little unstable in the air, but it's fine. In the free, she did have an unclear edge call and yes, an unclear edge and an edge call in the free. One unclear edge and then one call in the free. But otherwise, she really made up for it. Her free skate is set to Liebestrauma, and it means like love's dream. And this program is a dream, especially with the new dress. It's green, it has like flower details on the top. She looks like a flower. It's beautiful. And Isabel Levito is a beautiful skater. These two competitions I wrote right here, these two competitions have not been the best, but I'm so invested, so interested in how she's gonna power up for the Grand Prix because I know she's a fighter. I always say this with Isabel Levito. I feel like she's such a fighter and she's so strong. And like I love her skating so much. Like before, like, I wasn't a huge fan, but now I'm like so invested on Team Isabel Davido. And I'm so excited for what she brings in this season. I think this is going to be a really defining season for her, if that makes sense. I think this is really where she is going to show what she can do. And I think these programs are the perfect programs to do it. And then in first place, because we just love people coming up and saying, hi, I'm here too, is Miss Elise Lynn Gracie from the USA. Because whoa, 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 whoa. Who are you, ma'am? I do not know. I do know. Elise Lynn Gracie last season, she did compete at a few competitions here and there. She was mostly on the junior ranks last season, but she did compete at Warsaw Cup. She was third there. At Four Continents, she was eighth, and then all of a sudden, she gets assigned to Nebelhorn Trophy, and she gets first. How? I do not know. And the U.S. has sent her around before, and now she comes here to the Nebelhorn Trophy. And then she does two clean free skates. She did have some unclear edge calls, but she did set two new personal bests. And I can't believe it in a way. What is happening right now? She got a total personal best score of 213.33, which is the highest we've seen this season, which it's crazy to me how competitive the U.S. women's field is right now. If you asked me at the beginning of the season, I would not have put Elise Lynn Gracie's name in the hat, but now she is so in the hat. In fact, she owns the biggest part of the hat right now. Like, we got Amber Glenn, we got Sarah Everhart, we got Isabel Levito, we got Elise Lynn Gracie, we got Ava Marie Ziegler coming off her injury, Lindsay Thorngren, and Alyssa Liu is coming back, maybe Brady Tanel. Like, oh my god, like what is going on? Like, oh my god. I cannot believe it. And Elise Lynn Gracie coming here is just and scoring this well is very, very good. Again, just one competition, so we'll see what it happens with the next competition that come up. But just casually setting, coming here and casually setting the highest score we've seen this season is serious. Her program is maybe not the best artistically, but technically she is really good. If she develops that artistic side more, and she delivers performances like that, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm literally not lying. Yeah, that's the women's event. Pairs. Okay. Now I have to admit that I'm slowly, and I mean slowly, becoming more invested in pairs, even though I'm literally so scared, but like somehow it's interesting at the same time. Throw jumps, but I do think pairs is kind of interesting, like actually kind of interesting. Like, ooh, pairs. I want to quickly talk about pairs. I did not invest a lot in the team, so I do not know a lot of them. First, we have Pereira Michaud from Canada, who really had that blockbuster two seasons ago, out of absolutely nowhere. No one really expected their rise. Here, they did have some struggles between The two programs, they did fall on the triple loop throw in the short, fell on it again on the free, and did do an under rotated side by side triple style cow. Fifth here overall, but they did have a third place free skate. But still, Pereira and Michaud are relatively new, and they've been able to make such a statement and such an impact on the pairs field, especially that I think they show that even though they are a newer pair, that doesn't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. Don't mess with us. That don't mean nothing. From the US, okay, the US pairs competition right now. Ooh, there are so many US pairs and so many, oops, my iPad. So many US pairs and so many variables to consider, people to look at that I like, like I just can't, That's my Instagram guy. Sorry. Yeah, but I just can't. Um Here we did do a fall on the triple loop throw for Efimova and Mitrofanov. They did score a personal best short program, just an issue on these side by side triple toe loops. Toe loops. I can't talk. Toe loops. But fourth year is still pretty good for them. And I'm interested in seeing these U.S. pairs competition. Now the pair I feel like is really considered the top U.S. pair right now is Ellie Cam and Danny O'Shea. And they did really well here, better than we've seen them do before, especially in this short program. They scored a personal best short program. The throw jumps is something they've struggled in before, but here, no issue. Triple loop throw like it was nothing. Really beautiful short program here for them. They landed their throw jump. They landed their side by side jump. Great program. They got 73.16 minutes short. The free were some issues. Seventh in the free. They fell on the triple let's throw, and they fell on the choreo sequence, and then they fell on the triple sal cast side by side. They do three falls in a row, which did give them like heavy deductions of 5 points total in deductions, which was really difficult. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh. Um, I don't want to sneeze. Have you ever done that? Like, are you trying to hold in the sneeze? But still, they're third here, and I'm so excited to see where they're headed. With that second place short program here, with 73 points is a lot here for pairs. And I do think that they are going to continue to develop more and more and more and more. We have the team of Stellato Dudek in the shop, the world champs from Canada in their season debut. They got second here. They did get a clean short program. Perhaps they did not get the scores they wanted from the judges. It looks to me that their triple loop throw was, maybe a little off maybe here, but that's okay. Side by side jumps are, I think they are one of the more weaknesses for Stellato Dudek in the shop. They did do a triple toe single axle sequence here, and they did get negative GOE on it. But still, they did do decent here, but not maybe the performance they were really hoping for. But again, I do believe in the concept of like later season skaters. I think Stellato Dudek and Deschamps have shown again and again that they are later season skaters, especially that Worlds performance. Ooh man, that was good. Then the German team is competing at home in Germany here at the Nebelhorn Trophy. Last season was just their first season together. Here to show that don't mean anything, you know what I mean? Just because we were very new. They set a personal best in both programs here, 73.94 in the short. Clean, clean, clean. Just an issue on the spin with the V. And then a very, very good free skate. This was a very monster free skate of 144.50 is absolutely insane. In fact, it is higher than I believe the free skate that won the Worlds last season. So amazing for them. It is so impressive what they've been able to achieve so far in their partnership. That is very amazing. Really flawless programs, pretty much. And I do want to know that between the top pairs internationally, their technical content is relatively similar. A lot of the top pairs in the world are doing similar technical content. So I think that pairs is probably the best example of how GOE really factors in to everything, and how components can also factor in. They did beat the world champs here, which is very, very interesting. And, if they continue this high performance, I'm sure they will definitely dominate this season for Hasse and Volodin of Germany. Last discipline before my throat dies is the ice dance. And I always say that ice dance is somewhat calm, thank God, because I could not handle ice dance otherwise. Probably, I think I would have a literal heart attack. First off, we have Smart and Deke, the team from Spain. They're still a newer team. They are still a newer team, but I like their development. They were 19th at Worlds. Here they did have a slight issue on the Twizzles in the free, it looks like, unfortunately. But in terms of like representing Spain, and it's super interesting what they've been able to accomplish. They were fifth in the rhythm dance here, still pretty good. Still think they can develop as a partnership together, but still really, really good. And then a team from Japan who I'm really impressed with is Yoshida and Morita. I love how Japanese ice dance is like slowly building up, especially considering how Japan is very much historically a singles country. We know Japan mostly for their men's and their women's singles disciplines, but ice dance in Japan is becoming slowly more popular, and I really like that for them. Really lovely qualities in them, especially since they are, a newer team within the field. They set a personal best in the rhythm dance here for them, and they did pretty well in the free. They broke 100 in the free, and they got a personal best final score overall. Really good for them, and I'm really impressed with Japanese ice dance. And I really hope that they continue to skate together, continue to build Japanese ice dance, which I just think it's so exciting how, especially pairs too, is not as developed in Japan as singles, that these pairs disciplines are becoming more significant in Japan. Okay, Tashlerova and Tashler of the Czech Republic, the older pair of the Czech siblings, the two Czech sibling pairs, along with Mrazkova and Mrazek. I feel like Tashlerova and Tashler, they've received a steady increase in quality in their skating over the years, and because of that, I think also in scores over the years. I think that every year they get a little more exciting, a little more impressive. I remember they did that upside down lift at Europeans, which is so beautiful. And I'm maybe thinking maybe there's a potential Europeans medal in there for them. I know they have stiff competition from like Lopareva Brissot. They have Reed and Berlevicius, Turkey Linvish Lewis, as I mentioned earlier. But I do think a European medal is in the play for Tashlova and Tashler somewhere in there if they can skate really well. Okay, US ice dance. US ice dance. You know me. You know me and my US ice dance. Cannot. First we have Amelia Zingas and Vadim Kolesnik. Oh man, US ice dance chaos. I remember when Zingas and Kolesnik first popped onto the scene and everyone was like another US ice dance team. Oh my gosh. Um, but I don't think they are just another US ice dance team. They really seem to be doing well for themselves in terms of, in relation to the short time they've been partners. They've done pretty well for themselves. Um, you know, sorry, yawn. But I'm interested to see how this will play out at US Nationals because, I do think like Chalk and Base and Carrera Ponomarenko are very strong teams right now. So the third U.S. item spot, Zingas Kolesnik. Last year, Brady and Somerville did really well, and they went to Worlds. And maybe Zingas and Kolesnik might go to Worlds this year. I don't know. U.S. ice dance is crazy. Speaking of Carrera and Ponomarenko, they placed second here, and in my opinion, they are widely seen as the number 2 ice dance team right now in the U.S. At least in my opinion, they've been bronze at 4 continents. They've been seventh at Worlds. Really enjoy their programs last season, especially that free dance, which is so different, so interesting. And I'm excited to see what comes next in them, especially as we consider the next Olympics. And then our winners is the British team of Fear and Gibson. The disco Brits as we know them. Not really doing disco, but we love the British anyway. Really good score of 207.01 here for them. You know, they have done better before. They've done 215.19 at the last uh, NHK Trophy. And they did win NHK Trophy last season. They were silver at Europeans. They were fourth at Worlds. I'm very interested to see if the ice dance judge will move them up from to first in Europeans to maybe third or even second in worlds. You know, as we've seen them been second twice at Europeans, fourth twice at worlds, will we see them move up? I think they do carry kind of that vibe of youthfulness in their skating, and they do components wise have good performance skills that really excel. And I do think in that way they do have an advantage over the other top teams. But ice dance right now is a mess, and I don't want to talk about it. And anyway, oh, and then also we have a fun little thing. The Nebelhorn Trophy has like a team thing, not a team event, kind of like a trophy for the overall like best skaters or best country, and it was won by the USA this year, followed by second place in Japan, and third place was Great Britain. How fun, you know? How fun. That's my iPad. Anyway, that was the CS Navahorn Trophy, aka the end of my life. I'm kidding. It made me question my whole existence and why I'm even watching this sport. But why was that legitimately so chaotic? At least we have a 1 week break before Challenge Series Dennis Time Memorial. If that's as chaotic, I think my mind will explode. Next week we will discuss something. I will probably do another video essay episode. I really enjoy doing those. I don't know what I will talk about, but I want to talk about the video essays and like stuff like that and like ooh stuff. But thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Teen Talk Skating Podcast. My throat is dead. I hope you enjoyed episode 35 of the Teen Talk Skating Podcast. My name is Rango, and I will see you next week for another very, very fun ranting for 50 minutes episode. Bye bye.